Now we're going to give him a bit of space, of course. I don't know what I saw running. I don't know if it was baboons, but something quite small was running through the grass. And that's what they'd spotted. At first I thought it was maybe the wildebeest, but I didn't see, unless it was just the calves running and you're just spotting them a little bit through the grass. What I'll do is I'll give Sean the road and we'll try and go around them, because I'd prefer to see them coming towards us, and I'm sure all of you would prefer that too. There they are. So we're just going to keep moving, because as you know, cheetah can move at quite a speed. We'll stop here for a moment. Look at that. Isn't that stunning with all the long grass surrounding them? But whatever was running in the distance has now gone into the thicker vegetation, which is a bit more difficult for these cheetah to sort of hunt. They're obviously specialists in hunting animals in the open area so that they can reach their top speeds and catch animals that way, rather than a leopard or a lion, which are actually really well able to adapt to their vegetation type. So they can hunt in the open and long grass, they can go and hunt in the wooded areas too. I'm going to keep up with them again, Craig, so I'm going to jump in front. We're going to catch them on the road. Just jump in front. Here we go. Very nice. I'm just having a little listen very quickly. No, I can't hear anything. So I'm not sure again what was running off in the distance. It was strange. I think it could have actually been baboons. The way that they were running was interesting through the long grass, but it's quite dark now. We're in that sort of twilight period, that dusk period, which makes it quite tricky for us to make out what there is. But hopefully something like that pops out in this long grass again. So, and here we go, witnessing it firsthand. Is that the cheetah don't only hunt during the day, but they can hunt in the poorer light conditions. And like I keep saying, is that the moon is still, it's what, 2 days after full moon. So they've still got quite an opportunity to utilize it, but it hasn't risen just yet. I think it will only rise much later. They're excited. They don't look particularly fat, so I don't think they've had a meal recently. But focused. Look how they're all looking in different directions. We've got the cheetah closest to us, looking further more north, and then the other cheetah brother looking towards that area where the movement of those animals had come from, or where they'd first spotted them. But keen sense of hearing, listening to every grass rustle in the slight wind, every bird, every frog chirping. And they've got an interesting technique when it comes to hunting. Often we always see with the lions and leopards, they need to get within, 20, 30 meters of their prey. Leopards even a little bit more so, a little bit closer. And they stalk and they're as quiet, whereas cheetah, and you're lucky if you can see it, you saw it right there. They need to get to their prey, they've spotted it, so they often rush at their prey. They were lucky there because they could continue running and they would not have been spotted in that long grass at such a distance. And that was, of course, a cheetah jog. I mean, typically they can reach the maximum speed of about 70 miles per hour, which is unbelievable. When they just get going, before they really give it their all, you're looking at about between 35, 40 miles per hour. But they can't keep it up for long. And that's where the wild dogs, again, have the upper hand, and I think are a better predator than a cheetah, and just because they've got that stamina on their side. And they move too, those wild dogs. And they're waiting for any sign. Chitwa, now you've asked what is the population of cheetah in the Kruger. Again, I was looking the other day for the latest census of how many of the various species in the Kruger National Park, and I haven't seen a recent one that has been released, so we'll have to keep digging. But cheetah, and just in the Sabi Sand, there's not very many of them. I don't think that there's more than about, let's take a rough guess here. I think there's probably only about 20 or 30 cheetah in this particular area that we're driving in. I'm sure there's only a few hundred that are left in the greater Kruger. I can't even remember what the last statistic I read was, but I was looking the other day for a recent one. Maybe we'll be able to get an accurate one. Because the other day we were discussing leopard populations, and I think a couple of you had actually had a look on the big World Wide Web for some statistics, but they are so varied. And some people were saying there's 1,000, some were saying 2,000, some were saying 500. So you just don't quite know. So we'll have to look for an accurate one. But it's difficult to do census populations of animals. It's not the easiest thing. I've been a part of a couple. You do it from helicopters, you do it from walking around, and you do it from the vehicles too. And you do it over a couple of days, and then you'll try and get an average. So it's not always completely accurate. But when I was down at Sabi, we saw 6 different cheetah coming in from Kruger and then moving around on the Sabi Sand. Most of them were males, but there was one young skittish female that we would see. Now, Jen, you were wondering if cheetah do not call like lions to locate each other. So no, unfortunately, cheetahs, they're unable to do a big roar, which can travel a number of kilometers away, which is one of the easiest ways that lions will locate each other, of course, as well as through scent. But you'll hear cheetah purring. It sounds like a motorbike, if you've ever heard it before, which is quite impressive. But here they are, they're smelling, and I've actually seen these boys mark up against this tree before. So let's see if they're going to urine spray. Moment, just having a quick sniff, rubbing their heads up against the tree. Again, all the cat species have got those glands in their cheeks, which acts as a scent gland too. Brother getting a fright at scraping the grass. Now you can just see how jumpy they really are. The smallest thing will make them turn and bolt in the distance. Craig, can we have a very quick look at the sunset? I know the cheetah are walking away. I just want to show you how beautiful the light is at the moment. And you can also see how dark it gets as we go across. But look at that. Isn't that lovely? We're going to see if we can stay with these cheetah for a little bit longer. It's getting quite dark now. We might be able to keep our distance and see, but I'm going to send you across to James now, who seems to have popped on to Arathusa.